Brandon Ingram has a high ankle sprain now. That is a real problem for New Orleans. Like across the board, this is a significant problem for New Orleans now. Brandon Ingram, we talked about him in the free agency episode. I guess that was last week's episode, or was that Thursday's episode?
I think that was Thursday.
Ingram had played 18 games, averaging 22, 5 and 5, his normal thing, right? A couple of issues here. So first, Ingram is looking for either an extension, or it seems like that will be where, a trade occurs. We've talked about this previously, but from his second season onward, Brandon Ingram has not played more than 64 games in a season. He is a guy that consistently misses basketball. This was like, based off of his history, this was predictable that something like this could happen, unfortunately. The second piece of this is that high ankle sprains are rough for guys, especially like him, that try and get in and out of their mid-range games, that try and get into pull-ups, have to elevate to some extent. Those tend to linger and cause issues throughout the year. This Pelicans team is currently 5-19. They are 7.5 games out of the 10 seed for the play-in. Now you have no Ingram. Zion's still out. This is like the most obvious situation to sell in that I've seen in a long time, but Ingram's the obvious guy to sell because he's a free agent at the end of the year and he has a high ankle sprain. So if you're a team acquiring him, you probably don't feel a great degree of confidence that he's going to be good for you this year before he hits free agency. So I really worry that they are screwed in a pretty significant way here. I don't really know what to expect now in terms of, like, I don't know that he has a trade market is what I would say now.
Yeah.
Do you have thoughts?
No, I don't. We've talked about this. I feel like a broken record whenever I talk about Brandon Ingram. I like him as a player. I think he's super talented. Every time we talk about a team, or I think about a team that may need a player or a team for him, I'm like, oh, I don't love that fit. Oh, I don't love that fit. Including in New Orleans, I don't love the fit. So this is one of the more fascinating situations I'm seeing to play out. And it has to play out soon. Like, we're getting fairly close to this. I mean, we got 2 months, but it's going to start.
We're 2 months away from this, like, really becoming a problem.
Yes, because then it gets real interesting if he stays there, not, all of that. And then he hits unrestricted free agency. We've outlined all the teams that don't have cap and the few that do. And where would that make sense or where would it not? I don't think New Orleans is going to get what they would want for him in a trade, but I think eventually they make the move. And that is what I think ends up happening. I think they move Brandon Ingram. He gets to the team he wants to get to, and then that allows him to get paid the way he wants.
Yeah. So any team that's acquiring Ingram at the deadline would have to be doing so with the eye of extending him, or like just signing him in free agency, I guess it would be at this point.
Yeah.
And using his bird rights to do so. I don't know who that team is kind of my thing. Like,
yeah,
I don't know who the team is that's going to be like, let's like lock in big money to Ingram. I mean, like, Brooklyn could use like a scorer, but I don't know. I'd rather just like give Cam Jones money, or Cam Thomas money, I think, at this point, than Ingram. I don't know. I don't know who the team is. With Robin Hood Gold, you don't need a silver spoon. to eat up the financial favors of the 1%. Now, the resourceful individual with Robinhood Gold can earn a very liberal 4.5% APY on uninvested cash and be rewarded with a handsome 3% retirement boost on IRA account contributions. Robinhood Gold provides the privileges of the high net worth for any net worth for just $5 a month. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. Sign up at robinhood.com/gold. Terms apply. For specific product disclosures, visit robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rate may change. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. My Doer jeans are truly my favorite piece of clothing that I own right now. They sent me out a pair of jeans and they are fantastic. I've been wearing these things everywhere that I can whenever I go out of the house. They are so comfortable. They look great. They feel great. They're stylish. They're versatile. You can wear them in a lot of different situations. They are fantastic, fantastic jeans. Doer is built for doing, with styles of stretch performance denim and lifestyle apparel for everyone in every season. Doer has you covered for the colder winter months with fabrics like a fireside denim, which is interwoven with fleece for warmth without too much bulk. Plus, Doer's clothes are sustainably crafted to last. They're going to be a staple in my closet for years. I am going to try and get them to send me more clothes out, in all honesty, because they have been so good. I love my Doers, and I'm sure you will too. Check out Doer's flagship stores in LA or Denver, or shop online at shopdoer.com/game theory. That's shopduer.com/game theory. Right now, my listeners are going to get 20% off your first purchase when you use that exclusive URL. Don't wait. Get 20% off at shopdoer.com/game theory.
Go through the Pistons thing, because this continues to come up on my end now, and why you don't like it for Detroit.
Because him and Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey all like to operate in the same spots. And I think people don't understand, like people for other, like that are fans of other teams, don't really understand how on ball Ingram is. Like Brandon Ingram tends to be like a guy who stops the ball.
Yeah.
Pretty regularly.
Yep.
Like he will catch, survey, attack, get to the mid range, pull up, catch, survey, jab step, 3-pointer, catch, survey, drive, and pass sometimes. Like he's not a selfish player, but he is a guy that like slows down your offense in a real way. He's also not a great defender. So I don't think that works at all with Cade Cunningham. Like not even a little bit to me.
I mean, I just go through the teams here. Like some of the ones I even, I started to stop at, like I thought about the Warriors, but they don't want a ball stopper. Like that's why Kuminga is in and out of
work in their offense. Yeah.
The Clippers was a team I identified this offseason, but I think they've kind of figured their thing out, because Harden gets to do Harden things. Norman Powell has been unbelievable. I mean, maybe if they got real serious, like they really think they can go for it and they have a real chance, but I don't know that they need to make that move. I think the Clippers should probably just, hey, we're pretty competitive. We're feisty. We're really good defensively. And hopefully James Harden and Norman Powell stay healthy all season. Also, my guy, Jordan Miller, getting some buckets and burn there. There's not a Minnesota thing that makes sense.
So like a team I thought of was like San Antonio. Maybe if you wanted to like go get another creator next to Wemby.
Steph.
But if I'm them, I think I'd kind of just rather like let that rock a little bit.
I'm with you. I mean, if you're San Antonio, then you're doing that for a long term. Like, hey, we're going to come back next year with Steph, BI, Wemby, Vassell, Sohan, and feel pretty good. Like, I suppose that kind of makes sense. Like it blends together decently, that 5, and then you fill out the second unit. Maybe. I think the other thing that always comes back here, like at least with Levine, the money, like what it is and you also know there's only 2 more years of it after this year. I assume BI is not signing for anything less than 4 years, right? So, like, and what do we think that contract? What do you think? What's he looking at? Like, that's the other
Look,
part of
I
it.
don't know if he gets 4 years, just to be completely honest,
Okay.
because the injury questions, like the
Yeah.
injuries again are a very real thing with Ingram.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like serious injuries. He just consistently picks up 15 to 25 game injuries every year.
Yeah.
So look, it might be a 3-year deal. He is somebody truly, it wouldn't stun me if he signed like a 1-year prove it deal somewhere and was like, okay, no, I'm just going to go and like show that I can do this. But I'm not totally sure what I don't know who the long-term team is for him. Like that, I've seen, like you brought up Minnesota, like Randall for him doesn't work because Minnesota can't take back more money in a trade than what they're sending out. And I think Ingram is owed like 2 million more than
Julius
Randall this year. So like that doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, I was just saying, like, you could say that they need some offense, but I mean, I don't think that works any better than how Julius has worked in Minnesota. So I don't think it would even make sense on the court.
I think it could, because like Ingram is just like a little bit more skilled, and if they went like a little bit more perimeter based, like maybe. Someone brought up Chicago in the comments. Like honestly, they're just like so. I don't know what their plan is. That I could see Chicago maybe deciding that they still want to pay or still want to go for Ingram. Maybe they see like an Ingram for Levine idea or something. I don't know. That doesn't feel like a good idea to me, but you know, I would rather just get off the Levine money than do the like Ingram deal long term.
Yeah. It's New Orleans is such a fascinating situation between him, whatever's going on with Zion. You know, McCollum has, I think, just a couple years left. You have these young, interesting wings that I just want to see play. I watched him play the Suns the other day, and they actually went Murray, CJ, BI, Murphy, and Jones. I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. They went to it at the end of the first half and the end of the game. And I was like, okay, I can watch this. Misi has been interesting. So it's like all of these interesting pieces, and then none of it seems to fit together. None of it seems concrete. I mean, Murphy and Jones are like the only guys I'm like, okay, those guys are definitely here long term, along with Misi. And everybody else, I just have no idea what to think about their present day or future with that team and that organization.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, like Firu brings up a good point in the YouTube comments. Like,
sure,
Brandon Ingram's in a contract year. This is the prove it year. Like, the Pelicans have been without Zion. He should be the guy. And they're 5-19 and he's not the guy. Right. Yeah. So, you know, I just don't know what this ends up looking like for them.
Which is to the heart of why it's so hard to trade him. He plays his archetype. His game is of the guy, but he's not talented enough to be that guy on a team that really wants to compete. And then it's hard to slot that guy into the second option or the third option and feel really good that he's going to be able to be successful in it.
Yeah. I mean, Washington for a Kuzma deal.
I don't know. I look at every Wizards box score and just get pissed about the people they're playing already.
Washington and a Kuzma deal isn't a terrible idea. Washington and a Jordan Poole deal.
Jordan Poole. You got buckets in that Nuggets game.
Jordan Poole's been good this year. Shout out to Jordan Poole. He deserves some respect for sure. Okay. So look, this is the rock in the heart. Like the Pelicans desperately need Ingram to come back like within the next month or so, month to 6 weeks, and show that like his ankle is healthy by the deadline. And I just don't know how realistic that is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's hard. They're in a really, really tough spot.